Hi, this is Greg Braden, and you're listening to Empowered Living with Steve Miraboli.
Welcome back. You're listening to Empowered Living, Life, the Truth, and Being Free. I'm your host, Steve Miraboli. Hey, for more information about A Better Today, our speeches, programs, and seminars, you can visit abettertoday.com or stevemiraboli.com. And, of course, for all the information about this radio show, our archives, upcoming shows that we have, you can check out empoweredlivingradio.com. It's not always mini seminars. I know that's a lot of your favorites, but a lot of people really enjoy the interviews I do. We've had some of the great thinkers and communicators of our time on the show, James Redfield, Neil Donald Walsh, Don Miguel Ruiz, Sonia Choquette, Byron Katie, Dan Millman. We've had some amazing guests. We have some great ones coming up. I know that just off the top of my head, I think Colette Barron-Reed's coming on. Joan Borisenko's coming back. Dan Millman's coming back. So we have some great guests coming up here in the next few shows. So you'll want to check it out. Also, every show that we've ever done, as far as archive goes, it's all available free. You can download it. You can listen to it on your computer. You can download it as an MP3 and burn it to disk, or you can throw it on your iTunes, on your iPod. I mean, you can do anything. We're also available on iTunes. We have our own page there. So really, the show it's accessible. It's free for everyone, which is the goal of A Better Today. A Better Today is our company, and our goal is to reach every single person in this world, give them free empowerment tools, information, whether it comes from me or it comes from one of our great guests, something that they can access for free that can help them break free from the rut of disempowered thinking. I think that one of the greatest things you can do for someone is help them prosper, not specifically financially, but to help them prosper spiritually. Because once they prosper spiritually, everything changes. There's nothing worse than hearing someone or meeting someone who is bankrupt morally, bankrupt in spirit. It hurts to see a fellow human being like that. So our goal at A Better Today is to get so that the arms of empowerment can embrace everybody. So that's what we're doing. So again, check out empoweredlivingradio.com for more information about our archives and stuff like that. I'm going to stop talking about that, and I want to continue talking about daring to change and thrive. Are you ready to face? Are you ready to face the very change you want? Are you ready to face it courageously? Are you ready to meet the challenge defiantly? Are you ready to dare to change and thrive? Because a lot of it has to do with yourself. You know, one of these feedbacks that I got, I might as well read it. It's from Justin Keller in Missouri. He writes, "Change is hard to create. Everything always seems to stay the same no matter how much I try to change it. Is change really possible?" Well, I know a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. They say, I try and change everything, and nothing changes, and why isn't it changed, and can things really change? And I ask you to just stop for a second. Just quiet your mind of all the doubt. Just stop for a second and look around you. Everything is always changing. Everything. We're getting older. The leaves are, it depends where you are in the world. The leaves are coming back. In some parts of the world, the leaves are changing colors and falling. The ocean expands, contracts. Everything's always changing. This is a changing, evolving, refining, improving universe. I think what you're talking about, Justin, is changing things around you. Because you say everything always seems to stay the same. Everything doesn't really stay the same. Everything changes, Justin. What stays the same is your thought process. And let me tell you something. You will drive yourself crazy trying to change everything and everyone around you. Change you, Justin. That's what you're in charge of. That's the beauty of this whole design. You're not in charge of everything around you, and you're not in charge of those people around you. You're in charge of you. That's something you can change. And once you stay committed to that change, Justin, your immediate environment will also change. It has no choice. The universe will conform to your actions. And that's the absolute truth. If you set out to try and change those around you, you will drive yourself crazy. But instead, if you focus on you, actually when I was just talking about this before, about what I do, if you notice, I first mentioned myself. That I try to improve myself, I refine myself, and I keep myself in a state where I'm always living, refining and improving. And while I'm doing that, I help those around me. For those of you who know me and who have been to my seminars and who know me personally, you all know that I don't try to change anybody. I will never argue with anybody about change. I will not argue with them about their views. I respect their views, whether I agree with them or not, whether I think they're absolutely ridiculous or not. I keep it to myself, and I just go, because to me, I realize, and this isn't, believe me, this is an enlightened version of myself. When I was younger, still doing what I would do, sure, I would jump into the debate and try to prove that I was the rightest right, and they were not as right as I was right. I mean, it was ridiculous, and you just argue back and forth. And at the end, you both, sound like idiots. I realize that you're not going to change somebody, but what you can change is yourself. It's really the only thing you can change. So, Justin, what I suggest is look at the things around you that you consider aren't changing. What around you that you don't like isn't changing? Because of course we only want the things that we don't like to change. Of course, if everything's around you is great, you don't want it to change. Then you want things to stop changing. But look around you and what don't you like about the situation? What don't you like about the people or your environment? And find that within yourself and change it. Find that within yourself. I'm not going to get too Sigmund Freud, and I'm not going to try and head shrink you, but usually you'll find that within yourself. And I speak from experience. And what I'm saying is that you can change yourself. You become what you want everyone else to be, let's say. You become that. You create an environment around yourself that you think every environment should be. You create that, and then you'll realize, Justin, that slowly, and sometimes quickly, you'll begin to cross paths with people who are like-minded. And you'll realize that people who aren't like-minded will soon be deterred from you. And you realize that those around you and your environment will, in fact, begin to change. Maybe you won't change the mind of the people currently around you, but the people currently around you would change. They'll start getting swapped out by people who are like-minded, or people who are headed in the same direction you're headed. It's an amazing thing. I can't explain it. I know that it's a universal law, and I can't explain it, and the beauty of it is I don't have to explain it. I don't have to know why it works that way. I just need to know that it works that way. It takes the burden off me. Just know that if you focus on yourself and you create that environment, you create an entire society within yourself. Amazing things happen. They really, really do. Amazing things happen when you do that, Justin. So focus on that. Let the universe conform to your actions.